I have been washing clothes since before you were born. If you don't know how to do it properly, ask.
The trouble started before the sun fully rose. Auntie Felicia's voice cut through the compound like a sharp knife. Hey, are you blind? Is that how to wash clothes? Everyone in Olowu compound knew that voice. Once they heard it, they either closed their doors or prepared for battle. Auntie Felicia was awake, and when she was awake, peace was not. She stood in the middle of the compound, hands on her waist, wrapper tied tight, eyes blazing with confidence. In front of her was Busy, a young woman scrubbing clothes quietly. I have been washing clothes since before you were born, Auntie Felicia continued. If you don't know how to do it properly, ask. Busy lowered her head and said nothing. She had learned that answering Auntie Felicia only made things worse. That was Auntie Felicia for you. She knew everything. If water finished early, she knew who wasted it. If a child fell sick, she knew the cause. If a marriage had problems, she had warned them long ago. No one listens to advice again, she would say proudly, as if she was the village oracle. The neighbors feared her mouth more than rain in the dry season. When children played, she corrected them. When women cooked, she criticized them. When men talked, she interrupted them. Even elders were not spared. She talks too much, people whispered behind her back. But she will never hear it, someone replied. To Auntie Felicia, being feared meant being important. That morning, she moved from one house to another, correcting, complaining, and commanding like a general. Why is your child crying? Why are you sweeping like that? That soup will not taste nice. Her voice filled the compound until suddenly she stopped. A moving truck rolled into Olowu compound. People came out to watch. A woman stepped down from the truck. She was not loud. She was not flashy. She greeted everyone politely and smiled warmly. Her movements were calm and her eyes were gentle. This one looks quiet, Auntie Felicia said under her breath. They are always the dangerous ones. The woman bowed slightly. Good morning, everyone. My name is Peace. The neighbors responded warmly. They liked her immediately. Auntie Felicia smiled, a slow, confident smile. Welcome, she said loudly. You are in my compound now. You'll soon understand how things work here. Peace smiled back. Thank you, Ma. I'm happy to learn. Auntie Felicia raised an eyebrow. Most people argued with her. This one did not. As Peace carried her boxes inside, Auntie Felicia watched closely. Let's see how long your calm will last, she muttered. But as the sun climbed higher, one thing became clear. Peace did not make noise. That alone made Auntie Felicia uncomfortable. In Olowu compound, people announced their presence with loud greetings, gossip, and complaints. But Peace moved softly, as if she did not want to disturb the air around her. Early the next morning, Peace came out with a broom and began to sweep a corner of the compound. She greeted everyone she passed. Good morning, Ma. Good morning, sir. Auntie Felicia watched from her doorstep, arms folded. After a while, she cleared her throat loudly. You are sweeping wrongly, she said. You don't start from that side. You will scatter the dust. Peace paused. She looked at the ground, then at Auntie Felicia, and smiled. Oh, thank you, Ma, she said calmly. I will correct it. Auntie Felicia blinked. No argument, no attitude. She felt cheated. Later that day, Peace cooked soup. The aroma filled the compound. Neighbors sniffed the air and smiled. Auntie Felicia leaned over the fence. That soup has too much pepper, she announced. It will burn your stomach. Peace laughed softly. Please come and taste it, Ma. Auntie Felicia tasted the soup. It was perfect. Her face hardened. Next time, reduce the oil, she said quickly, and walked away. People began to notice. Peace fetched water without complaining. She helped an old woman carry firewood. She settled a quarrel between two children without shouting. When water finished in the compound one afternoon, Aunty Felicia shouted, "I want everyone. Some people wasted water like fools." Peace quietly went to fetch water from another well and shared it. The murmuring began. That new woman is different. She has sense. She has peace in her. Auntie Felicia heard everything. That night she sat on her bed, angry. "Who does she think she is?" she muttered, trying to shine. The next day, a serious issue came up. The landlord announced a compound meeting. There had been complaints and misunderstandings. A leader was needed to speak for everyone. Before anyone could talk, Auntie Felicia stood up. "Everybody knows I have experience," she said loudly. "I will handle it." Peace remained seated. The neighbors exchanged glances because the quiet woman had begun to speak, not with her mouth, but with her actions. And Oversabi Aunty could feel control slipping from her hands. That night, she made a decision. If Peace would not challenge her openly, she would force her to. The compound meeting held that evening under the old almond tree. Everyone knew trouble was coming. Aunty Felicia arrived late on purpose. She walked in with confidence, head high, wrapper tied firmly, as if the meeting was called because of her. She did not greet anyone. She sat down heavily and crossed her legs. "Let us start," she said without waiting. The landlord cleared his throat. "We are here because of complaints, noise, water issues, and disrespect." Auntie Felicia did not allow him to finish. "I have been saying it," she began. "Some people in this compound are stubborn. They don't listen. If everyone obeys instructions, there will be no problem." Her eyes moved around the circle, stopping briefly on Peace. Peace lowered her head and said nothing. Auntie Felicia talked and talked. She blamed everyone except herself. She repeated old arguments. She raised her voice. She insulted gently, then loudly. People shifted in their seats. When she finally stopped to breathe, silence followed. The landlord looked around. "Does anyone else want to speak?" Peace slowly raised her hand. Auntie Felicia laughed sharply. "So the quiet one has found her voice?" Peace stood up calmly. "I don't like trouble," she said gently. "But peace does not come from shouting. It comes from understanding." She explained simply how water could be shared fairly. She suggested quiet hours. She spoke with respect, not blame. People nodded. "Is this how you want to take over?" she snapped. By pretending to be holy, Peace looked at her kindly. "No, ma. I'm only offering help." That was the moment Auntie Felicia knew. Talking was no longer enough. As people began agreeing with Peace, Auntie Felicia's pride was wounded. She stood up suddenly. "If you think you know better," she said coldly, "then let's see you handle the next problem." The landlord frowned. "What do you mean?" Auntie Felicia smiled. Auntie Felicia did not sleep that night. She lay on her bed. In her mind, she replayed Peace's calm voice, the nods from the neighbors, the way attention had slowly shifted away from her. "No one will push me aside in my own compound," she muttered. By morning, she had decided what to do. The next day, trouble came, just as she expected. The compound's water tank ran dry before noon. Women gathered with empty buckets. Children cried. Auntie Felicia stepped forward dramatically. "I want everyone," she announced, "since some people think they know better. Let them handle it." She turned to Peace. "You," she said sharply, "since you like solving problems, go and find water for everyone." The compound went quiet. All eyes turned to Peace. Peace hesitated for a moment, then nodded. "All right, ma." Aunty Felicia smiled inside. The nearest public well was far. The road was rough. Carrying water for the whole compound was not easy. Aunty Felicia was sure Peace would fail or complain, but Peace did not complain. She walked quietly, fetched water, and returned. She did it again. Other women, moved by her effort, joined her. Soon, the compound had water. The neighbors clapped softly. Aunty Felicia's smile faded. Later that evening, another issue came up. A child had gone missing briefly. Aunty Felicia panicked loudly. I said it! This compound has no control. Peace calmly organized the search. The child was found sleeping at a neighbor's place. Again, Peace solved the problem. That night, whispers filled the compound. She is wise. She acts, not talks. Aunty Felicia felt the ground shifting beneath her feet. She decided on one last move. If she could not make Peace fail, she would disgrace her in public. The next day, the landlord announced a major inspection. Someone would be chosen to speak for the compound. Before Peace could even breathe, Aunty Felicia stood up. I will speak, she declared, and I will expose those pretending to be saints. Peace looked at her calmly, and for the first time, she spoke firmly. Truth does not fear exposure. The day of the inspection arrived with heavy clouds hanging over Olowu compound, as if the sky itself was waiting to witness something. Neighbors gathered early. Some stood, some sat, all whispering. Aunty Felicia dressed as if she was going to a celebration. She walked into the compound like a commander entering battle. This is my moment, she told herself. Peace arrived quietly, dressed simply. She greeted everyone and stood at the back. The inspectors arrived. Two men with serious faces and notebooks in their hands. Aunty Felicia rushed forward before anyone could stop her. Good morning, she said loudly. I am the voice of this compound. The inspectors nodded and began asking questions. Aunty Felicia answered quickly, too quickly. She spoke about rules that did not exist. She blamed neighbors for problems she had caused. She claimed credit for solutions she had never provided. At first, the inspectors listened. One inspector raised his hand. Madam, he said calmly, can others confirm this? Silence. No one spoke. Aunty Felicia laughed nervously. They are shy. The inspector turned to Peace. Madam, what is your view? Peace stepped forward slowly. With respect, she said, some of what has been said is not true. Aunty Felicia froze. Peace explained clearly who fetched water, who settled disputes, and how cooperation, not shouting, kept the compound running. The neighbors nodded in agreement. Aunty Felicia felt her knees weaken. The inspector wrote something down. We will review, he said. When they left, the compound erupted. You embarrassed us, someone shouted at Aunty Felicia. You nearly caused trouble for everyone. Aunty Felicia tried to shout back, but her voice failed her. For the first time, no one listened. That night, she sat in darkness, replaying the day in her head. The praise she loved was gone. The respect she demanded had vanished. She knew it was her own pride that had pushed her down. Morning came quietly, but Aunty Felicia's heart was noisy. She had not slept well. Shame burned inside her like pepper. Everywhere she turned, she remembered how Peace had spoken calmly while she had stumbled, how the neighbors had nodded for Peace, not her. No, she whispered. I cannot let this girl finish me. She waited. When the compound became quiet and most people had gone to work, she saw her chance. Peace was at the back of the house, washing her clothes by the tap. She hummed softly, lost in her thoughts. Aunty Felicia walked toward her slowly. Peace, she called, forcing a smile. Aunty Felicia folded her arms. Is that how you wash clothes? She asked sharply. You young girls think you know everything. Peace looked at the bucket, confused. I'm washing normally, ma, Aunty Felicia scoffed. Normally? Look at the way you're wasting water. No respect, no sense. This is why young people fail in life. Peace stayed quiet. That angered Aunty Felicia even more. Answer me when I talk to you, she shouted. I'm sorry if Peace began, but Aunty Felicia did not let her finish. Before anyone understood what happened, she pushed Peace hard. The bucket overturned. That was when everything changed. Peace, slowly. Her eyes were no longer calm. Please don't touch me again, she said firmly. Aunty Felicia laughed loudly. Or what? You will teach me manners? She raised her hand to slap Peace, but Peace blocked it. The sound echoed. Aunty Felicia screamed, You want to fight me? She jumped on Peace, scratching and pulling her clothes. Peace defended herself, not with insults, but with strength. She pushed Aunty Felicia away. Aunty Felicia lost her balance and fell into the muddy water. She screamed again, this time in pain. Her dress tore, her wig fell off. Her pride fell with it. Neighbors rushed out. What is happening? Jesus! They found Aunty Felicia on the ground, dirty and crying. Peace stood shaking, shocked at herself. Aunty Felicia pointed at Peace. She beats me. This wicked girl beats me. But the neighbors had seen everything. We were watching, one woman said. You started it. Aunty Felicia's mouth opened, but no words came out. For the first time, she was the one exposed. Peace picked up her bucket quietly. I never wanted trouble, she said softly. I just wanted peace. The neighbors helped Aunty Felicia up. No one defended her. No one shouted for her. As she walked back to her room, covered in mud and shame, she knew something terrible had happened. She had not corrected Peace. She had corrected herself. Too late. And the compound would never see her the same way again. Aunty Felicia learned her lesson the hard way, and the village learned too. That beauty may open doors, but only character keeps them open. Pride and empty talk bring shame, but good character brings honor. Those who choose kindness and humility will always rise in the end.